Happy New Year. Well, at least I hope it's going to be a Happy New Year in the housing market, that is, and in your own life. But let's talk about the housing market. In 2023, the housing market was defined by two things: inflation and rapidly rising mortgage rates. Actually, there has never been a calendar year when we have had mortgage rates double until 2022. The Federal Reserve has been making moves this year to help control inflation and to bring it back down. The result of that has been rising mortgage rates, and those rising rates have impacted buyer demand, and that has impacted supply and demand, and that has impacted housing prices. But what does this mean for 2023? I mean, what people really want is stability in the housing market. Yes, we want low interest rates. Yes, buyers want low prices. Yes, sellers want high prices. But what does all of this have to do with the housing market in 2023, and what can we expect? No one knows for sure, but moving forward, experts do agree it's still going to be all about inflation. If inflation is high, mortgage rates will be high. But if inflation continues to fall, as it's been falling some, mortgage rates will continue to decrease. There are some early signs that inflation is easing, but we still need to keep an eye on it in 2023. Right now, experts are factoring all of this information into what they expect to happen with mortgage rates in 2023. And if we average all of their expert ideas together, we see that mortgage rates are expected to stabilize in 2023 somewhere in the 5.5% to 6.5% range. It's hard for experts to tell exactly where they're going to land, but take a look at this graph and you'll see if we average all of these together what happens in each quarter. And we start the first quarter of 2023 out about where we are now, in the low 6.25 to 6.5%, somewhere in that mid-range. And it continues to drop each quarter until we get to about 5.75% in the final quarter of 2023. This means that we start the year out with about what we have right now, but we'll continue to see inflation tick down, and as that continues to happen, as Greg McBride, the chief financial analyst at Bankrate, says, mortgage rates could pull back meaningfully next year if inflation pressure eases. So in the meantime, expect some volatility as rates will likely fluctuate in the weeks ahead, and if we see inflation come back under control, that could be really good news for the housing market because it gets buyers back out looking because they can better afford a home now, and it makes sellers more likely to put their homes on the market. What's going to happen with home prices next year? Home prices have always been defined by supply and demand. The more buyers are and the fewer homes there are on the market, the more prices are. And if there are more homes on the market than there are buyers, then prices tend to go down. That's sort of what we've been seeing at the end of 2022. Throughout 2022, as things changed, we've seen home prices moderate and housing supply grow as buyer demand pulled back due to the higher mortgage rate. This moderation has varied throughout the country depending on where you live and what's going on in the housing market and in the industry in that area. Here in the Mid-South, we have a pretty good economy. People want to live in this area regardless of what you hear about Memphis. So our housing prices haven't really moderated like they have in other parts of the country. This graph below shows what we expect for home prices in 2023. The different colored bars indicate that some experts expect home prices to appreciate while others expect home prices to depreciate. But if we take that average, then we're going to see that we're going to be about flat for home prices this next year. The truth is, it's probably going to be somewhere in that middle, likely going to be flat. It's going to kind of be neutral for home prices this next year. Lawrence June is the chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, and he explains it this way. After a big boom over the past 2 years, there will essentially be no change nationally. Half of the country may experience a small price gains, while the other half may see slight price declines. Again, 2023 is going to be defined by inflation, and that's going to impact mortgage rates. And mortgage rates are going to impact supply and demand, and supply and demand is going to impact prices. So what's going to happen here in the Mid-South? Hey, follow me. Let's stay connected because I want to make sure that you have all the information you need to make a confident home buying or home selling decision.
Hi, I'm Jeff Jones of eXp Realty. Visit meetjeffnow.com to schedule a conversation for us to talk about your home buying goals so that you can make a confident decision. Visit readytobuyscore.com to discover how ready you are to buy, or visit readytosellscore.com to discover how ready you are to sell. Have a blessed day.